Chainlink had a drop of about 23.68% when Bitcoin got rejected from its previous all-time high. This 23.68% was a new local low and could now spell the difference between reaching our expected high or just having a bit of a break to the downside. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Chainlink price action and technical analysis. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful, smash the like button. Let's roll that intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video update. Today we are just taking a brief look at Chainlink paired up with USDT. We're on the 4-hour Binance chart. Just to give you a brief update as to kind of what's going on, in my opinion, for Chainlink here. And so, we were expecting a bit of a move to the upside. This upside move on our 4-hour time frame actually looks like it's kind of already achieved its targeted range. And I'm going to show you where that sits. It sits right in here like this. And so you can see we actually tapped into this range twice between $20.35.9 and $22.22. So it does look like it's actually kind of achieved its range there. But we were actually looking for a move a little bit higher on the larger time frames. Let's actually take this up into our daily time frame here. Okay, our daily time frame, we were kind of expecting a move slightly higher. And if I go ahead and draw that on right in here, you can see it should be between $19.28.7 and $22.22. So you can still see that we're still sat inside that range, but we were kind of thinking a little bit higher just based on the internal workings here. A wave 1, 2, 3, down for 4, and then up into 5. So it does look like we've kind of reached our minimum expectations on this one. We don't have to go any higher, so we could start to see a bit of a break to the downside. Let's come back down into the 4-hour time frame, right? And let's actually scrutinize what's going on here in a little bit more detail. We can get rid of that fib. We don't need it anymore. So here on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we're finding resistance right now on the 50 EMA and the 50 SMA. These were previously areas of support, specifically on our journey to the upside here. So with these becoming resistance, this could be an area of rejection for Link. These, the current price, the 50 EMA is there $19.86.9, with the 50 SMA being $20.11.4. Okay, so we can see here that the yellow line is the SMA and the red line is the EMA, and we're kind of finding rejection here, which also is tapping into our range just here as well, where we found all of this rejection previously. Okay, so all of this rejection still remains true. It means that there's a lot of pressure, selling pressure, right in this little upper range here on the low side of $20. So we do want to be really aware that there's basically a higher probability of moves to the downside at this stage as we find rejection on this higher range here. Now, the good news is that the 200 EMA is still acting as a support level for us. We did not find this was resistance. We dropped down lower due to Bitcoin's price action down towards our low trend line, but we've rallied right the way back up above the 200 EMA. So the only problem I would have here is if we lose the 200 EMA, we test it and then get rejected on the 200 EMA, that will be the indication that things are probably a little bit worse than what we'd like them to be. Now, if I zoom out of this and we take into consideration our structures here, minimum expectations are met. This move to the downside is a little bit worrying. And I would say that unless we can pierce up higher than our swing high at $21.69, my expectations are that we are likely to test out the low trend line and potentially lose it. Okay, so we want to be aware that Chainlink may have topped out for now, and we may start to see corrections to the downside a little bit lower than our original kind of expectations. We were originally looking for around the $26 before we started to see this pull to the downside. So let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have here. Our stochastics on the 4-hour RSI point of view, stochastic RSI is correcting down. You can see that here. It's starting to lose bullish momentum and turning into bearish momentum. Okay, this is actually coinciding with the rejection that we find right here on these EMAs. Now, don't get me wrong, we might find ourselves, still trading sideways here and just correct down into the oversold area before we rally back up again. And that will also be a sign to kind of keep an eye out for. Also, equally, it's possible that we just dump here really hard and get rejected. So we want to be aware that this is not the best place for a stochastic RSI to be, considering we're up against this getting rejected on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA. Chances are that's going to lead us down a little bit deeper. But the good news is the 1 hour time frame actually shows us with progression to the upside on the stochastic RSIs. That means a smaller time frame. We are actually looking at trying to break above the 200 hourly EMA. Currently, this is rejection for us. Now, it's also possible here that we move back up to the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame and get rejected, and that move actually lifts us back up a little bit before we dump back down again, and again could coincide with the 4 hour time frame. So although it looks from just the stochastic RSI point of view, I think there's actually a lot of resistance right where we are as well. So we want to be aware that previous support has been broken, and that has now turned into resistance. The chances are that the bulls are going to be looking to try to break above $19.90 on the 1 hour time frame to get back above that 200 EMA. Okay, closed positions above there could be the opportunity to go long with a nice tight stop loss and great potential profit to the upside. Good risk reward ratios could be seen here if we were, of course, to be looking for the breakout here, getting the closed candle above the 200 EMA and the stop loss lower than the previous swing low. And of course, guys, if I am to be trading, I'm going to be trading on 𝗕𝗬𝗓. 𝗕𝗬𝗓 is my go-to platform when it comes to my leverage-based trades. There is an affiliate link in the description down below. If you haven't yet signed up to 𝗕𝗬𝗓, you are also eligible for up to $30,000 of rewards, depending on how much you deposit and trade on the platform. There are terms and conditions associated with that. Not all countries and jurisdictions are eligible, so do make sure you follow all of the guidelines and terms and conditions on the 𝗕𝗬𝗓 website through the affiliate link in the description down below. And of course, if you are to be trading cryptocurrency, you do run the risk of losing your entire capital. So do understand the risks. 𝗕𝗬𝗓 has some fantastic resources available on their website as well to help you start to learn to trade and understand all of the different terminologies and mechanics within the trading aspects as well. So, there's always this as a possibility. If we do find ourselves getting rejected though, and we find another closed candle below the 200 EMA here, then I would be inclined to put the stop loss higher and take profit down here, because I would expect us to see a short position opportunity with significant downside potential on the 1 hour time frame. So that'd be my approach to that one on the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and bring the stochastic back up, turn it off, and bring in the divergence indicator. The divergence indicator, this yellow line, is just the relative strength index and is below the mid level, showing us weakness at the moment. There isn't any divergences between price and relative strength index, so all of that is okay. If we crank this up to the 4 hour time frame, again, you can see that we're below the mid level. And there's no divergences being seen here either. No bullish nor hidden bullish or hidden bearish or bearish divergences. Nothing to be seen on the 4 hour time frame either. And while we're here, we might as well take a look at the volume profiles for Chainlink as well. See, volume has been dropping down. That volume has been dropping down as we've progressed up here, and bring that price action into view for you guys. So basically, we've gone and pushed price up, and whilst price was pushing up, volumes were dropping down. This is also a divergence. Price is doing one thing, volumes are doing the other. This tells me that there's weakness in the move to the upside, and we're likely to see a reversal. Reversal also on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, and of course the 200 hourly EMA. All of these rejections and all these things kind of come together to tell me that we have a higher probability that we are likely to see downside price action for Chainlink rather than upside. But I'd love to be wrong on that, and I'd love to be able to trade a long breakout opportunity for Chainlink here. Okay, so for the most part, I guess to kind of summarize today's video for Chainlink, I am unfortunately thinking that we probably have topped out at 2169, a little bit short of our expected range, the targeted range to the upside, and we probably are now looking for reversals in the market. Keeping a close eye on where we sit on the 1 hour, 4 hour, but also on the daily time frame. We will be looking at whether or not we can stay above the 50 daily and 50 daily SMA and EMAs, currently coming in at $18.35.6 for the EMA and $18.10.9 for the SMA, with the 200 EMA on the daily time frame at $14.10. So we'll keep a close eye on all of these things. My kind of thoughts are still that we are looking for a nice healthy correction across the market, and I think Chainlink is one that we'll be looking to accumulate quite nicely. at some decent prices a little bit lower. But guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And why don't you check out this video right here where JB is going through his thoughts on BTC.